I've known of that thing for years and years, and now the guy finally ready to sell it for a reasonable price instead of $1 million. I thought now would be the good time to buy the thing, and if it works, bingo.
From mining operations experiencing multiple dredge mechanical failures and regulatory challenges, to him getting a lead about an abandoned mobile trommel in the woods and deciding to invest over $400,000 on it to overcome setbacks and maintain his gold production, Tony Beets and his crew will never forget what they found in the trommel. And here is why. The prices of gold were hitting all-time highs. Beets being only a third of the way to his 3,000-ounce goal, he was on a mission to boost his production, make the most of record gold prices, and crush his competition. A dredge problem. With all that motivation, he still faced significant challenges with his primary mining equipment, particularly his dredges. These dredges were massive pieces of mining equipment that floated on water and were used to sift through dirt and gravel to find gold.
Thing is, I would like to get more gold in the box than we got last year. With the Moose Creek trommel, I could really cash in on the gold prices.
Beets even praised the machines on the show. He said, "The dredge is by far the most efficient wash plant I've ever had. Dollar for dollar, cost per yard, I'm going to beat most of these big guys out there. They're never even going to get close." Despite investing a significant amount of time and about $1 million into acquiring and setting up the dredges, a few weeks in, they started breaking down.
Well, first we're going to get the D6 attached to the frame. This is going to get attached to the trommel, and the 220's excavator is going to get attached to the trommel.
One of Beets' most famous dredges was the dredge number 2, also known as the Viking. This massive machine, weighing over 350 tons, had been a key component of Beets' mining operations for years. It had boosted production significantly. Just when Beets thought things were getting better, tragedy struck. One time, while they were working, the Viking caught fire. This incident, which was captured on camera for the TV show, resulted in significant damage to the dredge. While no one was injured in the fire, it was a big blow to Beets' mining operation. Following this, Beets and his team worked tirelessly to repair the Viking. With time, this process proved to be more challenging than they had anticipated. The extensive damage required heavy repairs, and the cost of the repairs quickly added up. As a result, Beets was forced to put the Viking on hold and focus on other aspects of his mining operation. Another of his dredges, Dredge #1, also known as the Clear Creek Dredge, encountered numerous mechanical problems throughout its operation. These issues ranged from worn-out buckets to major structural repairs that required significant downtime and money to fix. Despite having worked tirelessly to keep the dredge running, Beets and his team knew that they would eventually hit a dead end. It had the potential to be a very profitable piece of equipment due to its high processing capacity, but Beets needed to find another powerful dredge in order to hit his target. Additionally, another dredge sank twice within 6 weeks. This one was famed for having dredged 1 million ounces of Klondike gold, worth $1.8 billion in today's money, in 1939 alone.
Let's get that trommel out of there, because the sooner we get that thing out, the sooner we'll go back.
Yes.
Anyway, when we go down the hill, pay kind of attention. She's kind of steep in places. Good enough. Let's go.
However, due to fine sand clogging the sluices and open hatches, allowing water to flood the pontoons, the dredge sank. With all these challenges, Beets decided to look for an alternative solution to boost his production: abandoned mobile trommel. In the remote Yukon wilderness, Beets received a lead about an abandoned mobile trommel deep in the forest. Recognizing the potential to boost his mining season, he decided to invest approximately $400,000 to get the trommel operational again. This move was not only influenced by the price of gold, but also by the urgent need to boost productivity and ensure a successful mining season despite the dredge setbacks. Unlike the stationary dredges that had to be assembled and rooted in one place, the trommel was an actual moving wash plant. This 35-ton machine was designed and built 30 years before Beets found it by a maverick gold miner. This beauty had a 40-foot drum and ran on wheels, but it had only worked for one season before being abandoned. Knowing its value, Beets did not regret buying it. Upon reaching where the machine was, Beets was impressed by its design and what he knew it could do. Compared to his dredges, this trommel was designed to be a multi-purpose machine. It was designed to be fed with pay dirt directly from the cut, then spit the tailings the other way back. After sluicing everything in range, it was designed to move along on 4 giant wheels. After a quick examination by a technician, it was declared that the machine still had a high probability of working. To Beets, it had to work since he had invested quite the amount, but if it did not work out, he was still comfortable with the loss. He said, "I've known about the fucking thing for years and years, and now the guy is finally ready to sell for a reasonable price instead of $1 million, and I thought now would be a good time to buy the thing. And if it works, bingo, and if not, well, so be it. But how do they move that vast mass from the middle of the jungle and across a river, moving a 35-ton machine?
The inside one's good, so it's just about the outside one, so I must have caught something going around a corner. By the looks of it, tore up a rim.
Both of them, that's the first $1,000.
Back at Beets Paradise Hill Camp, Len pulled together a 7-man crew and a massive convoy of equipment to pull the Trommel back over the 100 miles of mountain road and dirt track. To do this, Beets had to shut down his operation until he got back. This move cost him over $60 million a day. His youngest son, Mike Beets, and a heavy load led the crew to where the Trommel was. To Mike, the hardest part of the trip was getting the heavy machinery across the ferry. In terms of weight, Mike was confident that the ferry would take it. However, in terms of length, he suspected that he would be a problem since his truck was more than 80 feet long. If the ferry would not let him or his crew in, they had an alternative, a bridge that was 175 miles downstream in the wrong direction. After successfully crossing with the ferry, they all meet at the place where the Trommel was. After arrival, they noticed that one of their trucks had a puncture and its rim had been bent. Serving as a warning of the harsh terrain they should expect when going back, Beets jokingly said that that was the first $1,000 they had already spent unknowingly. With all the weight and size of the Trommel, Beets wanted it out of Moose Creek in just 3 days, and he did not waste time. How was he going to do that? Beets' plan was to dismantle the Trommel piece by piece and do it fast enough before the snow started falling. First, the conveyor, then the sluice box and hopper, and finally, the massive 20-ton drum. On day 1, they dismantled the conveyor and called it a day as it was getting quite late. Beets congratulated his crew, and they all went back to their base camp, where they would be spending their nights. All this time, his competitors are still mining more gold as Beets tries to move all the parts of the Trommel. On the second day, they got the sluice box off. Cody Hunter cut it off to separate it from the rest of the body of the machine. After the cutting was done, they went for the 20-ton drum.
Checking the tire pressure so that we know we got to pump them up a bit, because we're going to pull those legs up to get it lower.
Beets' plan was simple. They were to retract the hydraulic support of the Trommel so it could rest on its wheels, then lift the drum and pull its frames from underneath. Since a steel plate had been welded to the leg of the Trommel to hold up the frame and take the pressure off the hydraulics, someone had to cut the steel plate. Upon Kevin cutting it, the entire Trommel lost its balance and almost fell on him. One of the crew who was working on top of it also lost balance and slid into the drum. In fear of being crushed alive, the crew first ran away from the Trommel to observe from afar. Despite it drizzling, the team managed to load up the drum on a 500-horsepower military tank transporter. They also loaded the other pieces they had disassembled and carried them. For them to successfully pull the drum out, they needed to get to the highway before nightfall in 3 hours. The rush was necessary due to the unpredictability of the weather and the rough terrain. Also, to avoid any cases of the truck falling over one side due to sudden truck movements. This happened a couple of times. The truck swayed on each side to a point where the wheels of either side were not touching the ground. As if the battle couldn't get any worse, the truck got stuck in the mud and could not move. Lucky for them, they had pulled the truck out with one of the heavy-duty backhoe loaders. They managed to reach base camp by nightfall, and as a tradition, Beets called them for a meeting and congratulated them. All this time, Beets had not mined a single ounce of gold, as all his attention and resources were being used to relocate the Trommel. Within 3 days, they had moved every part of the Trommel to their base camp, just like Beets wanted. In their last meeting, he thanked them for their cooperation. "We climbed the hill, done and over with that. No rain, no snow, we got it out, we got it accomplished, done deal. As far as I'm concerned, it's fucking cold around here. Let's get home. So, gentlemen, thank you very much, and let's go." A truck rolls over with the driver inside. Meanwhile, Ness, a competitor, was having it rough. With 1,000 ounces of gold as their target, Ness and his crew worked tirelessly, digging a hole for the better part of the month only to find nothing at the bottom. As if that was not troubling enough for them, one of Ness's crew members had an accident. Crews had rolled his 30-ton rock truck in the deep cut while it was loaded and had been trapped in the upturned cab.
They got the 50-ton crane coming up, so we can lift this thing up and put it on the trunnions. It'd be nice to get this Trommel finished, so we can put it out in the Indian River.
This was a dangerous situation since they were miles away from any equipped hospital that could handle fatal wounds. Lucky for him, he was not severely injured. The real hustle for them was to get the truck flopped over so as to continue with the mining operations. And 2 hours after the crash, Cruz and his team got back to work. Though the challenges came, Team Ness had managed to get 45 ounces of gold, something they were proud of. Hidden gold in buying the Trommel. Despite not mining anything for 3 days and actually losing money in those days, Beets' decision to invest in the abandoned mobile trommel was a strategic move. This move offered several key benefits, despite requiring his full attention and resources to get it operational. Unlike his problematic dredges, the trommel would provide a more reliable solution in terms of mobility. By investing in this equipment, Beets aimed to reduce downtime and ensure a steady flow of gold production. On top of that, the trommel, once operational, would significantly increase the efficiency of gold extraction. Its ability to process large amounts of material quickly meant that Beets could recover more gold in less time compared to traditional methods. Beets' decision to concentrate all his resources on the trommel rather than multitasking was a calculated risk. By focusing on getting the trommel out of the woods and operational before the snow fell, he ensured that his team could work with a piece of equipment that would pay off in the long run. Being the wise miner he is, the initial effort and investment in the trommel were seen as a way to secure long-term gains. This is because, by prioritizing the trommel, Beets was setting up his operation for sustained success rather than short-term fixes, something all good businessmen do. The trommel was truly the hidden gold for Beets. Its immense value lay not just in its ability to process material efficiently, but in the transformative benefits it brought to its mining operations.
From now on, I'm sure we can handle this. Like, next step, we're gonna roll it towards the creek.
The fact that it was a moving wash plant meant that Beets could mine gold from anywhere, directly so long as the trommel could reach. All this could be done without having to move the dirt in one location and then start dredging from a fixed location. This was a huge advantage for him, since it would save him time as well as the cost of transporting the dirt into one place using trucks. By investing in this trommel, Beets unlocked a treasure of productivity and reliability, enabling him to mine more gold and achieve his targets. In essence, the trommel itself was the real gold, offering crazy advantages that were crucial for his success. This is not the first time Beets has implemented his long-term thinking mindset and creativity to make the mining of gold easier for him. In a bold move, Tony invested $1.4 million in a custom-built excavator designed to mine 9,000 ounces of gold. This excavator was designed to handle the harsh conditions of the Yukon and significantly increased its mining capacity. This 100-ton customized beast was able to load a rock truck in less than 2 minutes. It greatly saved him time, enabling him to focus more on where to find places with more gold. Needless to say, Beets' success in gold mining is largely attributed to his exceptional ability to identify and acquire promising mining claims. One of Beets' most notable acquisitions is the Paradise Hill claim. This site has proven to be incredibly rich in gold deposits, providing a steady stream of income and contributing significantly to Beets' long-term profitability. Beets also owns and leases out the Scribner Creek claim, which has been featured on Gold Rush. He leased this claim to Parker Schnabel's mining company, showcasing his ability to recognize valuable opportunities and collaborate with other miners. In addition to that, his extensive experience in the mining industry gives him a unique intuition for identifying promising sites.
Weather-wise, everything. If we can get these loads out with any troubles, I'll tell you, being very successful.
His deep understanding of the geological factors that indicate gold presence allows him to make informed decisions about where to focus his resources. Aside from his intuition, Beets conducts thorough research before acquiring any claim. This includes analyzing historical data, conducting test drills, and assessing the potential yield of the site. His attentive approach ensures that he invests in claims with high potential for gold extraction. By strategically acquiring and managing these claims, Beets has ensured sustained success in his mining operations. The consistent yield from these rich deposits has allowed him to reinvest in his business and expand his operations. But that's not all. Beets' ability to diversify his portfolio of mining claims helps manage risks and ensures a steady flow of gold production. This diversification strategy has been crucial in maintaining his profitability even during challenging times. Also, Beets' willingness to adopt innovative mining techniques and invest in advanced equipment further enhances the productivity of his claims. This forward-thinking approach has been instrumental in maximizing the yield from his mining sites. Choosing to buy the trommel was a wise decision for him, as he knew that it would solve his dredge problems. He spent money on it to buy more time and make it easier for his crew to mine the gold, thereby making themselves more money. Tony Beets faces backlash. While he is praised for being shrewd and innovative, Beets has had his fair share of scrutiny and bad days. One of the most significant controversies involved a stunt during the gold rush, in which a member of Tony's crew poured gasoline into a dredge pond and set it on fire with Tony's approval. What started as a joke quickly became a wall of flame. Well, according to CBC, Someone saw this stunt on the Discovery Channel and reported the environmental violation to the Yukon's mining inspector. As Yukon News reports, Beets, his company Tamarack Inc., and the crew member involved were all charged and fined. They had violated the Yukon Waters Act by pouring a pollutant into managed waters. Beets sort of admitted wrongdoing. In an interview, he told CBC, "Since I am the man running the show, I guess I should have been a little bit more and told him not to do it. However, I didn't do that, so here you are in court, so take the fine. Next time, don't go there. It's kind of a joke gone bad, right?" To possibly the richest miner on the show, $31,000 isn't much more than a slap on the wrist. As if that's not enough, being a prominent figure in the gold rush has subjected Beets to public scrutiny. His authoritarian management style and frequent use of strong language have been points of ridicule among viewers. While this has added to his tough persona, it has also drawn criticism, with many complaining that he is too vulgar to be on a public TV show. To back this up, Beets has been particularly harsh when dealing with mechanical failures. For example, in one episode, he scolded his son Kevin after the Trommel malfunctioned. His frustration was evident as he emphasized the importance of maintaining the equipment to avoid costly downtime. This incident brought about mixed reactions from the audience, with some criticizing his attitude towards his son on live television. As if that wasn't enough, there have been multiple instances where Tony has scolded crew members for operational mistakes. His high expectations and no-nonsense attitude mean that any errors are quickly addressed, often in a straightforward manner, something not all crew members take lightly. Moreover, Beets takes safety very seriously, and any lapses in safety protocols can lead to harsh reprimands. While the sharp words will surely sting whoever they are directed to, safety is crucial in the high-risk environment of gold mining. As much as Beets' management style can be intimidating, it also drives his crew to perform at their best. The pressure to meet his high standards can lead to increased productivity and efficiency, but it can also create a stressful work environment. Balancing these dynamics should be a key part of Beets' leadership approach. However, Beets' toughness is not the only thing that keeps his crew walking on eggshells. While high-stakes investments like his $1.4 million custom-built excavator are indeed suitable, they create significant pressure on his operations, which can trickle down to his employees. With significant financial investments, there are often precise performance targets that employees must meet. This can lead to increased stress and a high-pressure work environment. Additionally, any downtime or mechanical failure of the new equipment can lead to significant financial losses. Employees are under constant pressure to ensure the equipment is running smoothly and to troubleshoot issues promptly. With all his fame and fortune, it is safe to assume that he got it easy. But was he always as rich as he is? Before he was proudly managing his million-dollar gold mining operation, Beets lived on a farm in Holland. He was milking cows long before he was counting ounces of gold flakes. According to Discovery, he moved to Canada's Dawson City in 1984, where he got into the mining business. Entrepreneur reports that when he first moved to Canada, Beets lived in Alberta and British Columbia until the promise of $1,000 a week drew him to the Yukon. While he manages his own company now and has reached legendary status in the area, he didn't start at the top. He started off working as a machine operator and made his way up the ladder to manage the Paradise Hill claim, even leasing land to newcomers. He now deals in millions of dollars worth of gold regularly. But, as he told Entrepreneur, it isn't just the money that keeps Beets in the game. These days, Beets and his colleagues are modern-day treasure hunters with million-dollar machinery. Since his first appearance on Gold Rush during Season 2, he's had many ups and downs with his mining business, but through it all, he keeps coming back each year. To him, gold mining is a lifestyle that attracted him. He has confessed multiple times that he really likes the lifestyle. With the kind of life he lives, he claims to have the freedom to do whatever he wants and yell at people whenever he feels like it. And then there's the hunt for the treasure. He likes the thrill that comes with it. However, while living and working in a reasonably remote location gives Beets the impression that he can do whatever he wants, broadcasting his business over television certainly takes away some of that freedom. This he learned the hard way after being fined $31,000 for being an irresponsible leader.